What's good, Internet? It's your boy Jake here, dumb as ever, on the second channel, doing some Transformers reviews, trying to get a hang of it, doing my best over here, and today we have a banger toy to talk about. This is Transformers Armada Legacy United, or Legacy Evolution, one of those. Armada Starscream. Armada Universe Starscream, I guess. Now, I had the original back in the day, and it was one of my faves. Starscream in the Armada cartoon is a very cool character, and his original toy was big, bulky. One of the wings turned into his sword, which was really cool and kind of a feature I really kind of miss on this guy. I gotta say his jet mode is very, very cool. I always liked it as a kid, and no different as an adult over here. I really enjoy the look, especially with the big yellow turbines and the yellow highlights here. I always thought that made it look really dynamic, in the metallic blue cockpit. He has his blasters here. Obviously, they're not spring-loaded like the OG because there's not even a Minicon. There's not even a pretend Minicon port. I mean, maybe that thing is meant to be, but yeah, I've complained about this on numerous things. My most recent video, I complained about the fact that these Legacy figures don't come with Minicons. The original Starscream had the Minicon Swindle, which turned into a little race car. Love that guy. But this Starscream here, no such case. Not even a little miniature of him. We just got Starscream, which is fine. I mean, the toy itself is still great. Like, I can't hate on this toy at all. But I really do wish they had included Minicons, and I'm still not sure like what their plan is. They had that hot shot that came with Jolt and that shattered glass Wheeljack. I think it's Wheeljack. Shattered glass Wheeljack that came with Whisper or Visper or something like that. Which shattered glass is such a weird, so weird that that toy came out as a shattered glass toy. Because that still waiting for the normal version of that Armada character to come out. But regardless of what they're doing with the Minicons, this is a solid toy. I'm just gonna say off the bat, this is a great toy. Even it's got a great look here. The bottom looks fine. Just cool shapes, really. These are clearly the arms. I mean, people always say that, like, these are clearly hands, but if you were looking at a vehicle in real life, like this was life size, and you went under the vehicle and you saw the hands, would you really clock that they're hands at all? Like, at that size, would you really register that? I don't know, probably not. I don't I don't know. That's just something, that's a nitpick reviewers do that has always bothered me, because who cares what the bottom of the vehicle looks like? But you can see his head here, which I always thought it was cool that you could see the top of his head. I like when they do that for Transformers. But yeah, cool jet. He's got a couple of accessories that we'll talk more about in robot mode, but you can like store them under his wing if you want. 5mm, I think they're 5mm ports under his wing, or also on his arm. Got these ports here, so a bunch of different places you could put these weapons if you wanted to. None of them are good places. The sword represents Starscream's wing, so kind of an awkward piece to put on his plane mode in general. And then this is a Star Saber, so I'm gonna go ahead and transform this guy, and we're gonna talk about his robot mode. Alright, and here we have him in robot mode. Let's just take a look at that head sculpt. That is nice, man. This is like the the iconic face of Starscream to me. I mean, it's very G1-esque, so, you know, but he's got an angry eyebrow. He's got those yellow eyes, sort of darkness around his eyes. Pretty cool. Pretty cool head sculpt. Paint is, I'd say a little bit sloppy, I guess, but I really don't notice that sort of stuff, so. Doesn't bother me, might bother you sort of situation. But yeah, this guy, so the original toy had a whole huge chunk in the back here. They really cleaned that up. You can have his guns back or facing forward. I never really liked the guns facing forward. I think it blocks a lot of his face. But it's cool. It's cool you can do it still, to be clear. But I always prefer these yellow turbines right next to his head. I always thought that was a cool look for him. And then he's got the nose cone, which everybody would make a joke about his the front of his chest here back in the day. I'm not gonna make that joke here, but you might be able to guess it. Yeah, this guy is just like a nice little update to the original. He's smaller than the original for sure. I mean, at least he might be. It's been a long time since I had that toy, so you know, he might be kind of on par with the original, and I might not know. Oh yeah, this leg likes to escape the mushroom peg. I don't know why. It's just a common issue I kind of have on a bunch of recent Transformers figures, is that the leg, if it's connected by a mushroom peg, it likes to pop off. But not a big deal. It's not an egregious example of that issue. And he's also got a little metal bar under his arm, and I think you push it out for transformation, push it in for robot mode. I didn't notice that at first, so I thought I'd point it out. But his silhouette is so cool. The wings are awesome. Like I said, I do kind of miss that play feature of pulling off his wing and turning it into a sword. But then you ran into the issue of he would just have one wing if he was holding his weapon. So, I mean, give and take sort of thing going on there, but this is just like a really great update of that original look and toy. And we have the Star Saber here. It's very small. I think it was bigger in the show, to be honest. It's more of like a Star Dagger situation, but, you know, he makes it work. He pulls it off a little bit. It's interesting how they chose to mold this, because they molded it like the original toys, which I think is interesting, because in the show itself, when it becomes the Star Saber, it doesn't really look like this. It kind of just looks like a laser sword sort of thing. So it's kind of funny they chose to, you know, mimic the original toy. It's kind of neat, kind of funny. Maybe I would have preferred like an anime version. I think that would have made more sense. This kind of just feels like we don't get the Minicons, but we get sort of this silly representation of the Minicons. And then he also has his wing sword, like I showed off earlier. And that has some nice molding. So let's equip him here. And he's ready to go, man. He looks awesome. I don't know. I got nothing but nostalgia for this guy, this version of Starscream. One of my favorite versions of Starscream. And Starscream wasn't a character I always loved as a kid, but I've grown to like him a lot more. A bunch of different versions of him. But this one, this look for him always is my favorite, probably. But yeah, this was my little review, recommendation, just a silly little video about Starscream. Let me know what you think of in the comments about this guy. And yeah, drop a like and subscribe, please, please, please. And yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you.